When you think about retiring in Florida, what is the first thing that pops into your head? Is it the crowds, the noise, and the endless hunt for a parking spot? A lot of people figure that a true island retirement is just out of reach, or it comes with way too many headaches. They see the packed beaches, the shoulder-to-shoulder restaurants, and the bumper-to-bumper traffic, and they think, is this really the paradise I worked my whole life for? But what if the best retirement lifestyle in Florida wasn't about being in the middle of all that chaos? What if it was a carefully guarded secret for a reason? Now that secret is a place called Longboat Key. We were recently voted the number 9 best island in the nation. And while it might look like a postcard for the super rich, it's got this unique mix of quiet luxury and smart financial perks that make a dream retirement way more attainable than you would think. Now stick with me, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. We're going to break down the lifestyle, the numbers, and the inside scoop that sets Longboat Key apart from every other retirement spot in the state. The dream of retiring to Florida can smack up against a pretty harsh reality. You worked for decades, you saved your money, and you're ready to trade in the snow shovel for the beach chair. But then you get here, and you find out that you've just swapped one kind of stress for another, and suddenly you're fighting for a tiny patch of sand on a public beach. You're waiting an hour for a dinner table, and the peace and quiet you were dreaming of, it is just gone. Now, a lot of popular Florida retirement towns have become victims of their own success. They're built for a high turnover tourism, not for a high quality of life. For retirees who want to build a real home and a community and not just be on a permanent vacation, that whole model just does not work. It makes you wonder, where can you find that beautiful Florida coast without all the crowds? Where's the community that actually values privacy, security, and a more relaxed pace of life? That's the question that leads people to look past the billboards and the tourist traps. That sanctuary you dream of, it has a name. It's Longboat Key. This isn't just another barrier island. It is a whole different approach to coastal living. We are tucked between the calm waters of Sarasota Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. And Longboat Key was intentionally designed to be a residential haven. Unlike its more famous neighbors, Longboat Key's zoning has always focused on preserving a sense of peace. While the island does have its share of beautiful mid and high-rise condominiums, the town rules have prevented unchecked commercialism and the kind of dense tourist choke corridors you see elsewhere. There are minimal spring break crowds here, and you're not going to find sprawling public parking lots packed with day trippers. Now instead, public access is more limited and discreet. What you get is a beautifully kept 12-mile-long island that's all about the serene residential lifestyle. Think of it this way. While other islands cater to tourists, Longboat Key caters to its residents. It's a place where the median age is in the upper 60s to the low 70s, and the community is mostly retirees, second homeowners, and professionals who really value their privacy. It's quieter and it's more private, and that is not by accident. It's the result of decades of careful planning. So, what is life actually like here? It's about having world-class amenities right at your fingertips without ever feeling like you're in a fishbowl. First and foremost, you get genuine peace and privacy. Longboat Key is known for its nearly 12 miles of gorgeous white sand beaches. The real luxury, though, is that most days, even in peak season, the beaches feel wonderfully uncrowded. This is where your daily beach walk is quiet. It's a meditative experience. It is not a crowded track. The island's layout with many private and limited access points for residents keeps the beaches feeling exclusive and calm. Second is the incredible active lifestyle. This is where the island really shines. The heart of the island's social and recreational life is the Longboat Key Club, a legendary spot with 45 holes of champion golf, top-tier tennis facilities with 20 hard-true courts, and a full-service marina. It's a place built for active and engaged residents who want to perfect their swing, play a match with friends, or sail out into the Gulf. And third, it's about finding a real community. Quiet does not mean isolated. Longboat Key has a strong sense of community with social events at the Karen Pavilion, classes at the Paradise Center, or plenty of tennis or pickleball matches at the Public Tennis Center. You're also going to find some great 55-plus communities like the Spanish Main Yacht Club that offers a built-in social scene and maintenance-free living. We are the kind of island where neighbors become good friends, and your social life revolves around shared interests and a love for the island. If this sounds like the kind of retirement you are looking for, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We put out videos every week to help people find their perfect Florida lifestyle, and I'd love for you to join our community. Now, let's get into the numbers, the part that makes this whole lifestyle surprisingly sustainable. I know what you're thinking, though. An exclusive island with private clubs has to have an impossible price tag. And yes, Longboat Key is a premium market, but what most people don't see is the powerful financial upside of Florida's tax structure, which can make a huge difference in your retirement budget. The biggest advantage is simple. Florida has 0 state income tax. Now that alone can save you thousands or even tens of thousands every single year compared to a high tax state. Next, Florida helps you protect your legacy. There's no state estate tax or an inheritance tax. Now that means the wealth you have worked your entire life to build can be passed on to your family without the state taking another bite. For anyone planning for the next generation, this is a massive benefit. But the real insider secret for homeowners is how Florida's property tax system works. First, the homestead exemption can knock up to $50,000 off your home's assessed value for tax purposes. Now, the real magic, though, is the Save Our Homes cap. Once you declare the property your primary residence, this rule limits the annual increase in its assessed value to just 3%, or the rate of inflation, whichever is lower. Now, this is huge. Even if a home value in the area goes through the roof, your property tax assessment is shielded from those big jumps, giving you predictable and stable housing costs for the long haul. To give you the full story, though, we have to be honest about the trade-offs of living in Longboat Key. First, let's talk about the cost of entry. As I mentioned, this is a luxury market. Now, the median home price typically hovers around $1 million, and the cost of living is definitely driven by the housing. While things like groceries are pretty standard, coastal insurance is a major budget item. Wind and flood insurance are non-negotiable on a barrier island, and the premiums are pretty significant annually. Second, the very thing that makes the island so peaceful, meaning its quiet residential vibe, means that a car is a must. For most, this isn't a place where you can walk to the grocery store or all your appointments. Now, Publix and CVS are located mid-key, but for most of your commercial plaza shopping, a wider selection of restaurants, or seeing specialists, you're going to be driving over one of the bridges to St. Armand Circle, Sarasota, or Bradenton. For most residents, it's a small price to pay for the tranquility, but it is a lifestyle adjustment that you need to be ready for. Finally, you need to understand the island's seasonal rhythm. A big chunk of Longboat Key's population is seasonal. When the snowbirds head north in the spring, the island gets noticeably quieter and the population drops to about 7,000 residents. Some year-round residents, they absolutely love this, but others might find it a little too quiet. It just comes down to personal preference. But that is the ebb and flow that is part of the island's charm. The bright side is you get the best of both worlds. A lively social scene in the winter with a population increasing to around 20,000 and a more peaceful paradise in the summer. So when you pull it all together, the appeal of Longboat Key becomes pretty clear. It's not just another town in Florida. It is a carefully chosen lifestyle. It's for the retiree who values tranquility over crowds, privacy over noise, and mornings on the golf course or beach over the rush of city life. Yet one of its greatest advantages is that you are never isolated. Making a move like this is a huge decision, and you need more than just videos. You need a real strategy. So that's why I have put together my Longboat Key relocation guide. It is a free resource that breaks down the different parts of the island, the real cost, and the steps you need to take. Just click the link in the description below to download your copy. If you're ready to have a one-on-one conversation about whether Longboat Key is the right fit for you, there's also a link to schedule a private, no obligation call with me. I would be honored to help you explore the dream. If today's video has you wondering which part of the island would fit you best, I put together an entire series breaking down neighborhoods on the island, from beachfront condos to deep water boating communities. I'll link that playlist right here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in paradise.